everyone, welcome back to my channel. You'll never believe what's just happened. My bed was really messy because my cat was lying on it, Jazzy, and I really didn't want to disturb her, so I was going to leave her. And I thought, I was planning what I was going to say to you guys, to say, oh, don't mind the bed, I've just not got the heart to disturb the cat. And then I sat down and I was about to press record and she just stood up and wandered off, as though with a look of delight on her face, as though to say, hi, I'm going to make you look like your bed's unkept. And she wasn't bothered at all. So now she's not getting to be in the video at all. I've shut the door and she's locked out. Anyway, having said that, I did say in the description that this will be a chatty get ready with me, and it will be because I've also got some news to tell you. I'm engaged. I'm really excited and happy. There's my ring. And yeah, I've waited ages for it. We've been together 6 years and our daughter's nearly 2, so I think I've deserved this ring and I've waited long enough, so I'm really excited to have it. And we think that's going to be next March. And I've got a bridal haul coming up for you shortly, and I'm planning on recording my bridal makeup for you as well, probably after, because I don't want to ruin any surprises. And so today we're just going to be doing a get ready with me using my Naked 3 palette, because I haven't had a chance to use that in any of my videos yet. So far I have used my cotton wool pads and L'Oreal Skin Perfection micellar water. And what I'm just going to do next is put on a little bit of hand sanitizer. I'm just using Carex aloe vera, but use whatever, and I'm putting that on my hands because I have just made the bed and the cat was lying on the bed and I'm about to rub cream all in my face. And then Clarins SPF 30 Sun Wrinkle Control Cream High Protection. Now, when I will mention in empties about this, or because I've got the matching eye cream, I've been debating whether or not to do a separate review just on those two Sun Wrinkle Control Cream products from Clarins. I think with the cost of them, they probably do deserve their own separate review, but just give you a little bit of a taster on it now. I did see shortly after buying this a drugstore one that was SPF 50, and I picked that up thinking, oh, it's, you know, almost twice as much SPF, and it works just as well, and I really regretted having wasted, as I see it, my money on that product. So in a nutshell, I won't recommend it, but I will do a review on it or mention it in my empties. Now, you'll notice in all of my get ready videos I do not mention anything to do with my hair, and that's because genuinely it involves no upkeep at all. If anybody wants a hair care video of how I get my curls and how I wash them and everything, then please request that, because I'll never really put a styling in my get ready with me's because I don't really style it. So now onto the eyes, and we're going to go for a bit of a smoky look today. As a primer, I'm going to use the matching eye cream to my Clarins face cream, which is the SPF 30 Sun Wrinkle Control Eye Contour Cream, because I'm not really doing anything where I need my makeup to last a long time today, and so I'll just use this cream as a primer. It's a bit overcast, so I probably don't need it, but I'd like to use these products up this summer because I've had them a few years and I know that SPF does devalue over time, and so it's probably not even SPF 30 now, it's probably, you know, SPF 15 or God knows what. Or maybe that's just an untrue urban myth that I've heard in order to get people to buy more products and replace them quicker. If anybody knows the real information to that, please leave it in the comments box. I'd love to know if that's true or not. For the look, I am going to use the brush that the Naked 3 palette came with because it is a really good brush, but the flat paddle side, you know, the opposite side to the blending side, the bristles on that are really quite shiny and very stiff, and I really don't feel it's very good at picking up product. I haven't really found a use for that. I think it's designed to pack it on with a lid, but I feel like the bristles are too shiny really to pick anything up. So if anybody else has any tips on how to use that side of the brush, then please let me know. And I'm going to use my trusty e.l.f. Professional eyeshadow brush. I'm going to use a small washcloth. I don't know if they call them the same in the rest of the world that they do in the UK, but here we call it a flannel, which is like basically exactly the same material as a towel but in a tiny square. And I always use that for cleaning off a brush and my brushes because I have so many of them and they're so easy to put in the wash. So I've cleaned off that brush, and I am going to go in with Mugshot, which is third one in from the end of the palette. I'm going to tell you how many in it is because I've seen quite a few people on YouTube even that have had their colours and the names come in the wrong order. Usually it's I believe Nuna and Liar that are the two I think that they keep getting mixed up, or it might be Limit and Buzz, but it's basically the matte crease colours and the one next to it that keep getting accidentally interchanged. So we're going to go in with Mugshot. Now what I've done is I've tapped my brush in the product and then I'm just flicking it on the end just to try and reduce the fallout of the shade, and I'm just going to pack that on to my lid. Now you'll notice that my makeup looks in my Get Ready With Me's are ones that are really easy to recreate, and that's because I'm not that great at putting on eye makeup. Because I never really started watching YouTube videos until sort of 6 to 12 months ago. I'm always been quite self-taught, and doing makeup for partially hooded eyes is really just makes everything that little bit more difficult. And so you'll notice that my eyeshadow looks are really simple. Some people might enjoy that because it means then that if you want to recreate any of my looks, then you know you'll probably definitely be able to do it even if you're a beginner. But I'm just going to take that up to the crease, so just up to the mobile part of my up covering all of the mobile part of my lid, and I've just got a little bit in the corner here that's sort of coming onto my crease, so that I'm just going to do it on the other side as well to match that, just in the corner because that's where it's going to be darkest. And now I've done that, I'm going to go in with the Naked 3 blending brush side, and I'm going to go in with a mixture of Limit and Nuna. But first of all, I'm just going to get the Limit as a transition colour, and I'm just going to put that right above the crease, so the upper sort of portion of the crease. And initially with this brush, because it is quite stiff, it is slightly tapered, so I am going to put it in there, just position the colour, and then I'm going to get my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush, which is my preferred brush of choice for blending. I'll just give that a bit of a clean off as well. And I'm just going to buff that out. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the mixture to make it a little bit darker, which is the Limit and the Nuna, which is you can't miss them, they're the two matte colours. And I'm just going to put that starting right here, which is the highest part of the triangle or 7, you know, depending on whether you have hooded eye or not, that you want to create, and I'm just going to sweep it inwards. Now I've recently sort of realised that putting it down into a 7 or a V actually doesn't complement my eye shape very well, but that's what you might want to do if it does complement your eye shape. But I'm going to mainly concentrate the colour just there and sort of moving it slightly inwards. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Let me move over for you so you can get a good view. So sorry the lighting's not great, people. As I say, it is a bit, it's sunny, but it's also overcast, which is unusual. And then once that's placed, now these are really easy to blend, and recently I found myself blending for the sake of blending, thinking the more blended the better, when actually, because I have some eyeshadows that are very good quality, some eyeshadows such as these, they don't actually require that much blending, and so sometimes I feel I can over blend and make things look too muddy. So I've placed that colour in there, and I really just feel that I don't need any more blending there. Next, I'm just going to get this eyeshadow brush here. Now, I do know exactly where this was originally purchased from. It was very inexpensive, around £5, and it was actually from Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's, the grocery store. And I wanted it because I felt it looked like a pencil brush. You can see how tapered it is there at the end. Any pencil brush will do. And this is the one I use for a pencil brush. And I'm just going to go in with Dark Side, which is second one in from the end. And I'm just going to touch the brush in the end on the tapered part. And I'm just going to place that just above this outer V line here. So I'm not going to bring it down onto the eyelid, but only because it suits me. It's more flattering for me if I don't, but you might want to put it entirely in the outer third or outer quarter of your eye if that suits your eye shape to do that. So I'm just going to put that up there. So like you would with a V, but I'm just going to do the top half of the V and not the bottom half, if that makes sense. I hope any of this or all of this makes sense. So I'm just going to place that in there. Now, because this is a brush that is a little bit thicker than a pencil brush, again, I just don't feel that it needs any blending, so I'm just going to leave that. And then next, I'm going to take Limit on its own and put that under the eye, but I want to put my concealer and everything else on there first. So before I go in with my concealer, I'm just going to take my original e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and the original Mugshot, and I'm just going to redefine that colour on the lid, because sometimes you can lose a little bit of its vibrancy when you're putting on your crease colours or buffing it out. And when I've done my concealer, I'm also going to put a little highlight in the corner, but I don't want to do that first, because I find when I put my concealer on, I do need it in that darker bit in the corner, and I don't want to then have to redo it. So next, onto the face. For the face, as usual, I'm shaking up my Rimmel Match Perfection SPF 18 foundation in 100 Ivory, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. powder brush. So if you've watched any of my other Get Ready with me, and I'll link them in the description bar, and if you haven't, please check them out, and I hope you enjoy them. But this is the same foundation routine that I have been doing since I started my channel, which is basically all of this summer. And I sometimes mix this, cut this foundation in with something of a thicker, longer lasting consistency, and if I need that, but if I am going for sort of a light coverage, then it's fine on its own. And also I can use it, I'm bringing it a little bit down the neck. I'm bringing it a bit down the neck. Yeah, so that's me putting foundation on my jugular. At the minute I can get away with it on its own as well, because the colour is actually one lightest from the lightest, and I am the lightest, and so at the minute, because I've got a bit of fake tan going on, I can get away with the colour on its own. But usually I would need to make it lighter and slightly heavier with something else. Don't ask me why, because it makes you wonder why I don't just pick a different foundation altogether, but it's simply because I love the radiancy that this one gives me. And I like the way it feels on the skin. I like the way I'm going to save my MAC Pro Long Wear today, because I don't need this makeup to last very long. As I said at the start, it's already lunchtime and I'm probably only going to have it on for about 5 hours. So I'm going to go for my e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer. And this one is the lightest one, again in porcelain. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. And I'm just going to put a little dot on the end there. And then I'm going to just strategically place that where I want it, and then messily buff it out. I need to get some in that inner little dark crevice there. You'll know what I mean if you have a slight darkness there. And then I'm just going to bring it up and try and sort of use the brush to give myself the lifted shape in the corner that I need, which is really, really important for partially hooded eye, especially if you've got such a hooded eye that actually you can't do a winged liner, which is the case with me. If I were to do a winged liner, it would have to be very, very thick, and I actually just don't like the shape of the eye it creates for me, or the look of the really thick eyeliner either, that you would need to have in order to make the eyeliner show, because of the way that the eye folds down a little bit, sort of covers the winged part. So I'm just tapping that in with my finger, and what I like to do as well is get my finger right up to the lash line and rub it a bit, just to make sure that my eyelashes aren't causing any patchiness. Okay, now I haven't got very many blemishes on my face to cover. Sorry if I keep looking in the viewfinder rather than the camera. I'm still getting used to not doing that. And I'm putting a dot here and a dot here. It's just a slight blemish there. Now one of two things is happening with me. Either I'm not noticing it, or I just don't get it. But most YouTubers that I watch say that most women get redness around their mouth and around their nose, and they tend to put the concealer there, whereas I think I do it out of habit because I've sort of watched other people do it, whereas I've never noticed redness around my nose unless I've got a cold. But I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I'm not as observant as I should be. So next I'm going to go in with the under eye makeup. So back to the Naked palette, and I'm just going to use my Deluxe crease brush because it's lovely and big and fluffy, and I do want it to look nice and buffed out. So I'm just going to go in with Limit. I'm going to go in with Limit. Just come a bit closer so you can see. I hope you like the music in my videos nowadays. It's by a friend of mine called Ange Sharman. She's really talented. If you go to my About section of my channel, you'll see a link to her SoundCloud. She's done some amazing things, and she's working on some new things for my channel at the minute that I'm really excited about. And then I'm going to go in with a bit of Nuna with the tapered Sainsbury's brush, and I'm just going to put that right next to the lash line. Now if you're not as fair as me, for the same sort of effect you might want to go for something darker. I'm just going to smush it in the corner as well, just to try and connect it up with the top makeup on the top. Oh, blink a bit. Oh, God, I hate getting powder in my eye. And then I'm going to go in with my sleek pink lemonade palette, and I'm going to go in with Icing Sugar, which is the more warmer toned of the three. And I'm going to use my Body Shop blush brush. Now you only need to lightly touch any type of sleek blusher, because they're very, very pigmented. So this is my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and there's a highlight shade in here, down here, and I'm going to see how that wears as an actual highlighter on the tops of my cheekbones. And I'm going to use my angled blush brush by e.l.f. Do excuse the blinking. That Clarins eye cream, even though it is an eye cream, if it gets in your actual eyeball, which it has done, it really is a demon. It makes my eyes water really bad, and it stings and hurts really badly. I don't really like it very much, to be honest. So I'm just going to touch that lightly in there and use that on the tops of the cheekbones. Okay, so my eye's actually streaming. I'm gonna have to take a break. Okay, I'm back after having redone this cheek and under eye area, because the Clarins eye cream was so painful that my eye just streamed. I really probably just will never use that eye cream again. It's the tip of the iceberg. I don't like it, and I do not recommend it. It's very, very expensive and rubbish in my opinion. Now I'm going to set my under eye concealer, And I've noticed with my usual Rimmel Stay Matte powder with this e.l.f. concealer that it does tend to crease. So I'm going for the Lasting Perfection Ultimate Wear collection, previously collection 2000, and I do find that this doesn't crease. And I'm going to use my angled e.l.f. brush. And the shade I've got is light. I also had the medium, but it's far too dark for me. It's worked really well using that Too Faced chocolate bar as a highlighter. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just sort of try and move around and get different lighting for you. But it has worked really well, but I think I am going to actually buy a highlighter. I don't actually own one because I've just never saw the need to have one. I think I might buy one now. Onto eyebrows. I've got my Sleek eyebrow palette in light. My eye still feels irritated. It's so bad. It just makes, you know, when you put something on you just wish you could just wash everything off and start again. That Clarins eye cream, I know it's that because it does it all the time and it's a particular sort of stinging sensation. I'm going to use my Real Techniques eyebrow brush as usual. And there's no change here. Again, just like my foundation, my eyebrow routine doesn't really change, and it doesn't have any rhyme or reason. I just get it on. Get it on. Okay, don't do that when you're doing your eyebrows, Kelly. It makes them move, and then you really will make a mess. Okay, so let's just smooth those down a bit. A little touch more of a definition there. Ow, 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 my poor little eyes. Mainly this one. Stupid Clarins. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a little highlighter on the inner corner. And I'm going to use the same highlighter that I did on the cheekbones, which is the larger one here in my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette and my e.l.f. contour brush. And I'm just going to stamp that in there. Ooh, nice and bright. I'm going to set my makeup now because I prefer to do that before I put my mascara on. And I'm using my e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set Spray. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Ooh, that's lovely and refreshing. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Scandaleyes Retro Glam, my favourite mascara, and has been for a little while. And I feel like I shouldn't say favourite mascara of all time because you never know. I feel that's a bridge of a little bit too far, but it has been my favourite for a very, very long time. I'm thinking of getting the Benefits They're Real for my wedding day because I've heard such fabulous things about it. But this mascara is fantastic for the price as well. Rimmel Cosmetics at the minute at Superdrug in the UK are 2 for £5. So to get 2 of these for £5, sorry, 2 for £10, £5 each. God, that would be a good deal, wouldn't it? So to get this for a £5 is an absolute bargain. Okay. And now we need some eyeliner. So I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Scandaleyes nude pencil. And if my eyelashes look a bit clumpy, it's not the fault of my mascara. It's this horrible eye cream that's made my eyes water horrendously. And I am still going to upload this video because I think it's important to show people how bad that cream can be. I've actually used the Clarins face cream all over my eyes, and that works better around the eyes than the eye cream does. And then I'm going to go in with 027 Revlon Butter Colour Bear Slip Butter in 27 Juicy Papaya. Okay, and I think we'll leave it there. I will be putting on a second coat of mascara and a second coat of my eyeliner on the inner waterline once my eyes calm down a bit. But this is my finished look. I think I'll probably call it an everyday smoky eye. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe for up and coming bridal and wedding related videos, because that'll probably be my focus for the next 6 to 8 months. And I've also got loads of empties to do for you. I've done loads of empties and some reviews I've got in the pipeline as well. So I hope you like this. Please don't forget to like and thumbs up if you did, and leave me a comment, that'd be great. And I'll see you soon. Bye!